Brrr. Man, I can't lie. The Sonic game news has been very, very dry right now, man. Like, it's getting kind of boring. I'm kind of want some more game news, honestly. I think we need something. I think it's time to start getting something for Sonic game news. Wait, what's that? Sonic Generations is getting a remaster. I mean, okay, it's no Sonic Unleashed PC port though, that's all I'm saying, but I guess it's fine. I mean, Generations, people like Generations, so I guess that makes sense. Wait, Sonic Generations is getting a remaster. Wait, that means you. So yep, that's right. Sonic Generations is apparently getting a remaster. I'm not gonna lie, on my list of things happening for Sonic in 2024, a Sonic Generations remaster was definitely not one of them. But I guess it's a welcome surprise? Is it though, really? I don't know, but whatever. So yeah, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's take a look at the news at hand. Onto Twitter, we Sonic Rush. Actually, hang on, just before we carry on with the video. Something tells me that you're not subscribed. How do I know that, you ask? Well, look at this. Are you seeing that right now? Most of the people watching this video right now aren't subscribed. What's going on with that then, eh? Press that subscribe button right the hell now because, you know, just saying, Sega was telling me that if you don't subscribe right now, they ain't releasing that Unleashed port. Okay, they didn't actually say that, but come on man, you should still subscribe right now. You won't regret it. Trust me. Anyways, I'll stop bothering you now, so on with the video. So here we have a tweet from Special_Nick, is that how you say it? I don't know, but whatever. On the 31st, roughly, Ronins will rise. We'll die stranded, have a rebirth, and Kojima will fulfill his dream. Sonic will live in the shadow of his generation, while the hills will remain silent until the dawn when you'll need to catch the metro. Just don't be a Judas about it. Now, at first glance, this seems like a whole lot of rubbish. You're probably thinking, Unleash, what the hell kind of leak is this? What have you got us trying to believe right now? But all this tweet is cryptic for a reason, because this is actually leaking the next state of play, obviously from PlayStation. I know you might be wondering once again, Unleash, but it's from some random Twitter user. Like, who the hell even is this guy, bro? He ain't credible at all. Come on, Unleash. God damn. Well, actually, this guy has some credibility because he actually leaked the previous state of play, and then also that Pyoro guy who does some Nintendo leaks or whatever, he also follows this guy on Twitter, so I'd say this guy has some credibility here, so yeah. Now, obviously because we're Sonic fans, the part we care about here is Sonic will live in the shadow of his generation. Sonic Generation. Oh wait, Sonic Generations. Oh snap, it's back. So yeah, that means that Sonic Generations is getting a remaster because we're not gonna get Sonic Generations 2, right? But then the part where it says we'll live in the shadow, so Shadow the Hedgehog, is he gonna have some part in this Generations remaster? And if so, what way? Well, luckily for us, our boy Zippo has come up with a new leak on the Sonic Generations remaster. So here we have right here from Zippo's on Sonic Ramblings and other stuff. Yes, a Sonic Generations remaster is on the way. Well, this week certainly started with a boom. A Sonic boom, perhaps? Zippo, don't say that. I mean, for starters, it was a terrible joke, and two, Sonic boom isn't really something you want something to start with, honestly, because just look at Rise of Lyric and how terrible that game ended up. I don't want Sonic Generations remaster ending up like Sonic boom, so please don't say that. Bad puns aside, yeah, it was a terrible pun, Zippo. Don't ever do that again. You hear me? Don't ever do that again. Multiple sources have leaked the entire state of play days before its airing date. Can't confirm the other contents myself, but yes, a remaster of 2011's beloved Sonic Generations is on the way for this year. Here's the bits I know. It's a remaster from the ground up. It's now running on the Hedgehog engine too, but then it's a remake then, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, you put it into a brand new engine, so it's just a remake. Yeah, that's it, it's not a remaster, it's a remake, then okay, scrap that. Generations remake is on the way. Okay, that sounds more interesting. But that could also have some downsides to it actually, but we'll talk about that a bit later. The console versions will now run at 60 FPS with the option for 4K. You hear that, Switch users? Finally your first 4K 60 game. Enjoy! Okay, obviously it's not actually happening, but yeah. For the PS5 and Xbox Series S users and X, yeah, we live in, boys, we live in, let's go. There's been a very strong internal mandate from Sega higher-ups to improve the quality of Sonic remasters from now on, so knock on wood, no Colors Ultimate and Origins mishaps this time. Wow. It took you this long, eh, Sega? It took you all this time. And after 06, boom, Rise of Lyric. No, only just now. Nice, okay. There is brand new content featuring Shadow. Will release in the first half of the year, sometime around Sonic's 33rd birthday in June. And just to get ahead of all the speculation, no, this is not the Sonic / Shadow game I'm hearing about. That's a brand new game coming this holiday in time with the movie. That'll be announced later on this year. Get excited, it's gonna be a fun week. So we're getting 2 Sonic games this year then. Okay, that sounds lit actually. Okay, that is actually going to be lit. But yeah, that is pretty much all the information we have on the Sonic Generations remaster. Or shall I say remake now, because yeah, starting off with the first one, as Zippo mentioned here, it's going to be running on the Hedgehog Engine 2, so it's not a remaster then. It has to be a remake. Unless they're going to be porting all of Generations assets and everything like the exact same thing, models, animations, all of that stuff just into the Hedgehog Engine 2, then I guess that is a remaster, but if it's not that, then yeah, it's definitely a remake. And obviously, if it's a remake, then that leads to a whole world of issues with this, doesn't it? The Sonic team we have now is not the same Sonic team we had 13 years ago. Oh my god, 2011 was 13 years ago, flipping hell. And that means I have zero, and I mean zero faith, that they could perfectly recreate those Generations physics and controls. I have zero faith. Even though I like Frontiers' controls like quite a lot, they would not work at all in Generations. Same level design and everything, it would not work at all. I mean, just play the Generation levels in cyberspace. Those do not feel the same or as good at all. Like, they just don't. Frontier Sonic is just too clunky, and it is a lot of pace breaking with the way his moveset is. And obviously Sonic Generations doesn't have perfect physics or controls either, but the physics are at least a lot better than Frontiers. And if they are going to have to remake Generations, that means the controls and everything are going to have to be remade too. And if they aren't perfect one-to-one, it just isn't going to feel the same. Unless they somehow make it better. If they do make it better, then okay, that's fair enough then, fair enough. But yeah, after Lost World, Forces, Frontiers, I have zero faith in the control department if they're remaking it. Like, I'm sorry. Sorry to be the downer here, but I'm just talking out of realism here. Now, in terms of visuals, if it's just in the Hedgehog Engine 2, it's not going to look as bad as Colors Ultimate then, surely, because the thing about Colors Ultimate is that it was a Wii game, so they had to like basically remake the entirety of the graphics for that and everything, and that's why it looks so weird in Ultimate. But with the Generations remake and Hedgehog Engine 2, I mean, we got Frontiers, Forces, they both look really nice, so a Generations remake and Hedgehog Engine 2, that would look so nice and crisp, especially with the brand new Lighting Engine 2 and the Hedgehog Engine 2, yeah, that would look so beautiful. And I guess they could just reuse the Generations textures from the original game. I mean, they did that in Frontiers, right? But I know it looked a bit worse in Frontiers because they didn't do it properly, but it still looked decent. And worse comes worse, they could use the Forces ones, but obviously repurpose them and make them more high quality, so they actually fix the Generations art style, because yeah, Forces and Generations, two very different art styles there. Now, probably the worst part about remaking a game is obviously the bugs and glitches, because if past Sonic remakes and remasters are anything to go by, yeah, it ain't gonna go all too well, is it? I mean, they couldn't even nail pixel art Sonic games, like Sonic 1, 2, 3, CD in Origins were not on the same level of quality as the originals, so yeah, it's clear that even with basic stuff like that, they can't nail properly. Though, in terms of classic Sonic in Generations though, what if they use the Superstars physics for him? Because Superstars has some pretty good physics, honestly, like they're not bad at all, actually pretty accurate. But the thing is, if they did do that, we'd end up losing the, what's it called, the OP spin dash that original Generations had, and that would be a big shame, honestly. But maybe if we could just add some momentum in that role that Classic Sonic has, then I guess that would be enough, honestly. I think that would be perfectly fine. Now then, in terms of the new content in this remaster featuring Shadow, I mean, I guess it makes sense for starters because, you know, Movie 3 Shadow in there, yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense, but what would this new content actually be? Would it be episode Shadow, so you go through the same levels again, but with like edited level layout or something? Or would it just be straight up brand new levels? Because if that's the case, that would be pretty awesome. But what levels would they bring in? Because Shadow, you just have Shadow the Hedgehog and that's really it. I mean, I know he's been playable in like 06 and SA2, but we've already got City Escape and what's it called, Crisis City in Generations already, so we can't have 2 SA2 levels or 2 06 levels in there, can we? Surely not. Unless they just want to add in like a Mania, Forces and Frontier stage, maybe even a Lost World in there too, or a Superstars, that'd be pretty interesting. But then the problem with that is that we're going to need those levels to be on the same quality as original generations, and you know, to be fair to Sonic Team right now, after Update 3 for Sonic Frontiers and the Final Horizon Cyberspace and all that kind of stuff, yeah, I think they got it down, honestly. I think they could do pretty well. But there is one thing that is going to be quite detrimental with the Sonic Generations remaster/remake, and that is to do with the original generations on PC. Are Sega going to delist it the same way they did with Sonic 1, 2, 3 and CD when Origins came out? Because if they do, that's going to lead to a huge problem with the Sonic modding community for Sonic Generations. Now, I'm not too educated on this subject here, but I'm fairly certain that when Sonic Generations gets delisted, a lot of the mods are just not going to work. And for Sonic Generations especially, that would be a huge loss. Sonic Generations has had, by far, the biggest modding scene ever for a Sonic game, with 13 years of mods. And if Sega were just to come along and, you know, delist Generations and just break all the mods for it, that would genuinely be terrible. There are some mods of Sonic Generations that are required to even run the game properly, because for some people, you can't even play Sonic Generations without a mod, because the PC port is so old and outdated that it just can't run on modern hardware anymore. And I guess that is one reason to have this Generations remaster in the first place, but even still, we can't just throw away the original Generations like that, man. Like, there's too much history with mods on there that just can't be lost, man. Like, they can't just do that, man. And I know Sega are going to be doing that because it's Sega, man. Like, come on, you know how it is. So hopefully either Sega realizes that, oh wait, all these mods, yeah, we probably should have delisted Generations because of that. Or 2, we're just going to have to bully them to death to not delist Generations, because if they do, all hope is lost, and yeah, it's over for Generations, bro. It's over. But maybe all the mods from the original Generations could be ported over to the new one? Maybe. We'll have to see. That is some mega copium right there, though. Mega copium. Anyways, that about does it for today's video. So, yeah. If these leaks and everything are true, Sonic Generations is going to get a remake/remaster at some point this year. But, what do you guys think of this news? What do you want to see personally in a Sonic Generations remaster? Let me know down below. Love to see what you guys have to say. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially that last one. Don't forget to become unleashed. Pressing that join button down below. Remember, it's not necessary. And I'll see you all next time. Peace.